All right, we're live. Are you excited?
I'm always excited.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of our weekend live streams. I know you're all fucking excited, but I'm dying.
With a little luck, you might get the bonus of watching Mo die live on the live stream.
Last week, that upper respiratory infection I had turned into a full blown illness. I'm running a fever, sweating my ass off, sitting here in this chair. But I'm here for all of you because I care. I'm a giver.
He also refuses to go to doctor because he's an idiot.
I would prefer not to sit 8 hours in the Veterans Hospital ER waiting room just to be told, hey, take some Tylenol, you'll be fine. Pardon me. But I've gathered you today, folks, to tell you about a very special story. A story that starts with the website Slate. And with them just having their head firmly planted up their ass.
Hey, Emily. Nice to see you again.
Oh, Emily's on? Cool. Hey, Emily. Nice knowing
There will
you.
come.
Yes, I'm done.
There will come a day when we've got like hundreds of fans, and we'll be like, we don't know any of these people. Oh, there's Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hi, Emily. Okay, so... But I told House about this, and he agreed that this is something we should talk about because it is just
Yep,
so
James.
utterly fucking bizarre. Hey, James Driver.
You can't see it, but I'm giving you the two finger salute. Well, the two gun salute. Yeah, finger guns, man. I'm not flipping you off. I like you.
Small talk is not your strong suit.
No, it's not. It never has been. I tend to pepper my small talk with too many expletives.
I feel like there's something I could say about, like, Nixon and expletive deleted, but fuck it.
I am not a crook. I am, however, a flabby-jowled son of a bitch.
So for those of you who were watching last week, you might have noticed I posted myself singing a song, and apparently we lost subscribers because of that, so I'm never doing that again. But that's not important. What's important is the story, because I want to get this over and done with so I can go back to bed. This is Slate. Tweeted this out back on the 13th of January. And this breaks my brain. Looking for a book to help resist Trump? Try this gay immigrant Muslim furry romance.
I think they're just trying to get all of Tumblr to read it.
Some of the responses are beautiful. Woo, this'll show 'em. We're small, but we're powerful. And then there's a lot of Nazis. A lot of Nazi jokes.
Of course, because, Trump is worse than Hitler.
Patty Politics tweeted, kind of ironic that this book will fight Islamophobia, even though this book's content is illegal and worthy of death in many Muslim countries. Frowny face. More like concerned face.
Oh, that's how you know it's serious, when they give the frowny face.
So we decided to go check out the actual article itself, and lo and behold, the headline is, How Can Literature Resist Islamophobia? One writer answers, Gay Muslim Furry Romance. Now,
Yeah, so literally nothing to do with Trump.
Yeah, so I'm sitting here going, this doesn't mention Trump at all. So I...
Clickbait.
Yeah. Until I looked up at the link. And apparently the original headline of this article was, The Time He Desires. This gay Muslim furry romance is a book against the Trump.
Hey, Zach. It's all right. You're not late. You're not tardy. You're fashionably late.
Yeah. I haven't died yet. You're good to go. God damn it.
Well, it sounds like you might be right on time.
Kyle Gould's new novel may lie at the most unlikely intersection in literary history. A gay immigrant Muslim romance involving furries, that is, people who feel a close identification with anthropomorphic animal characters. Furries are a sex thing. It's a sex thing. I'm sorry, but it's a sex thing. You cannot convince me it is not. I have seen it too much. It's a sex thing.
It's for those people who want to have, who are into bestiality but don't want to go all the way.
I think the furries were really the internet's first attempt at true special snowflake stuff. Like, I'm not just a person. I'm an eagle.
Eagle!
I wrote this book in part as a response to the wave of Islamophobia in this country, Gold explained in an author's note, never dreaming at the time that it would crest as it has now. Is this really about Islamophobia, though, or is this about him masturbating to writing his own porn?
You know, I'm honestly thinking he's just using this as publicity. Look, I wrote this crap. You should buy it. If you don't buy it, you're for Trump.
I wrote this shitty. Zach Moe is on his deathbed. # thoughts and prayers. Oh, God, you're making me laugh. I'm going, Muriel.
Elizabeth. Well, he's dead. Show's over. Bye.
Oh, I'm up.
Because you can't keep a good mo down, boy. You can't keep a good mo down.
I'm trying to figure out if it's the sickness that's killing me or if it's this story.
You know, at this point, I think it's about 50-50.
Look at this picture. What the fuck am I even looking at? The Time He Desires is the story of Aziz, a cheetah in a faltering heterosexual marriage who explores the boundaries of his sexuality with the help of a gay fox.
Of course it's a fox.
What does the fox say? How about Allahu Akbar?
You will burn in hell for your sinful lifestyle.
Aziz is a Sudanese immigrant, and he engages in a struggle with his desires that will be familiar to queer readers. Why am I the only person that still thinks of queer as an insulting term? Gold's been writing furry romance novels full-time for several years after bouncing...
Oh my God, this is his full-time job.
Yes! After bouncing from chemical engineering to business school to zoology. And I think we all know why he was kicked out of the zoology classes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It rhymes with furiously masturbating.
After he was laid off in 2010 with a generous severance package, we will give you this money, just please, please never come back.
Stop masturbating.
His husband said, if you're going to be a full-time writer, this is the time to start. Please, please, get your fan fiction out of the house.
Please get your fan fiction out of your system.
One of the themes of my stories from very early on has been conflict between people who realize they're gay and a society that has problems with that sexuality. Gold said, yeah, 'cause, you know, we're like Saudi Arabia with our legal gay marriage.
Oh, damn it. I could have thrown gay people off the roof today and I slept through it. Son of a bitch. Shouldn't have taken that nap.
It's like that internalized racism thing for the toxic whiteness class. Is this a table or is this a black guy?
pretty much.
Though his previous books have touched on Christianity, because Christianity is the designated punching bag of Tumblrettes. I know that Islam is also not necessarily tolerant towards homosexuality, he said in the understatement of the century.
It's 2015. He has just made it for... Nobody try. Nobody try. We're good for the next 85 years.
I also didn't understand much about Islam other than that it's a religion with hundreds of millions of people in the world follow. 1.7 billion, actually. It's the fastest growing religion.
It's because they fuck like rabbits.
Oh my god. And so he resolved to learn more. He turned first to Wikipedia, then forums, and Tumblr pages.
Oh god. Because I thought he was doing shitty when he started at Wikipedia. But he kind of went downhill from there. Wikipedia you're supposed to go uphill from.
Oh my god, he went to... Oh, my brain. What is wrong with my brain? Am I the only one who's lost the sound? Is the feed down? Refresh. I still have sound. Okay.
I got an eye on it. I said something if something was going on.
Well, I worry. I wanted to acknowledge that there are queer Muslims out there in the world, he said. Yeah, it's almost like they're falling out of the sky.
Bump ching.
That's the sound they make when they hit the bottom. One of the things I'd seen come up every now and then is especially American queer Muslims saying they don't have any community except for these online groups. Yeah, it's almost like their religion has a problem with the gays.
Like all the gays.
They can't join their Muslim communities if they're going to be out about their sexuality, but they can't join many LGBT groups because people will be wary of them because of their religion.
Yeah.
If your religion won't accept you because you're gay, and the LGBT groups are scared of you because you're religion, maybe your religion is the problem. Doesn't that seem accurate at all, House? Yes, no?
Yeah. Yeah, sounds like a no-brainer to me, but look at me coming at a religious problem with logic and facts.
In early 2016, he was ready to begin writing a book that could bridge those communities.
With his penis.
The timing was particularly apt given the political climate. Look, we're losing to the gay Muslim furry fuck community. I promise we're going to have the best gay Muslim furry fuck community in the world. We've got the best people, the best cheetahs.
I didn't know it was this huge.
Oh, this was written well before the election, and the prospect of the Muslim registry became more concrete. So it's 2017, House. How's that Muslim registry working out?
I haven't heard thing one about it. Although the NSA still knows the consistency of my poop.
I know, let's not get into that. I started with the concept that this is another world religion. House?
Yeah?
What the fuck kind of basic shit is that?
I think that's quite possibly the most basic shit he could start with. This is another world religion. Yeah. But you know what? So is Buddhism, and Islam is so bad that they pissed off the Buddhists.
Wait, isn't he Muslim? Because this next... I learn more about it. I talk to people who practice it.
No, he said that he didn't know anything about it. That's why he went to Wikipedia and then Tumblr.
And it reinforced the idea that Islam is a way for people to understand the world and bond. It's not a...
Wait, was that bond or bomb?
Aloha snack bar.
Oh, that was low-hanging fruit, but I had to do it.
It's not a codicil to create terrorists. Codicil? What the fuck is that word?
Oh...
I don't know.
Hang on, let me...
Yeah, it doesn't create terrorists. Sure, 95% of all terrorist attacks in the last 10 years have been carried out by Islamic extremists, but it's not the religion, man. Those people would have been terrorists anyway. Put them in a middle-income job somewhere in Wisconsin, they would have still blown up a school or a hospital.
An addition or supplement that explains, modifies, or revokes a will or part of one.
So codicil is not the right word.
No.
Like,
No, it is not.
Maybe training camp would have worked.
Cult. It's not a cult.
Ooh. English language media has often vilified Muslims, said Dwale, a Muslim friend who advised Gold on the book. Yes, do not worry, my friend. I will give you the truth of the Muslim people.
Well, that's because most of the time when Muslims show up, it's on the news, and they don't exactly do the best stuff to get on the news.
For many people, their only exposure to Muslims is as stock villains. So is your only exposure to Muslims as stock villains?
No.
See, my first exposure to people of the Islamic faith was, let me think. The fat guy on that one Indiana Jones movie. The one who grabs the thing that says bad dates.
Oh, the one played by John Rhys Davies?
Yeah. He's a Muslim in that movie, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I can't remember. But yeah, and then 9/11 happened, and the next thing I knew, they were just blowing up social media.
And buildings.
And buildings, and schools, and hospitals, and children.
Oh, to be fair, they were doing the blowing up stuff before that. They just did it over here.
Yeah. Let's see. With all that gone...
Zach Turner, the Iron Sheik.
Oh, yeah, the Iron Sheik was awesome. I'll fuck your ass and then you're gonna be humble. I am the man with the 10-inch cock. Speaking of wrestling, Jimmy Snuka has passed away.
Yeah.
I just heard about that a little bit ago.
I want to go off on a little side tangent about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know that Jimmy Snuka was charged with murder a while back, right?
Yeah, didn't he only get off because his mind is basically gone, or was basically gone?
Yeah, but yet the WWE has the WWE issued a condolence letter, and he's still in the Hall of Fame. Yet Hulk Hogan, who was arguably the bigger star, had got kicked out of the Hall of Fame for saying the N-word.
And China is not in the Hall of Fame, even though she passed away, with how important she was to women's wrestling.
Well, to be fair, they haven't had an induction since she passed away.
Yeah, true.
It's just something that apparently for the WWE, murder, okay. Saying the N-word, you're gone. Just something I wanted to throw out there to the New World Order.
With all that going on, the simple reminder, Muslims are people too, becomes an important message, one the mainstream media has been reluctant to spread.
No.
Oh my god.
No, they haven't. In fact, I kind of feel like they've been shoving it down my fucking throat.
Are you ready for this next sentence? Because this is fucking magic.
Probably not, but go ahead.
Muslims, queers, and furries all share the experience of having been marginalized by the mainstream and of being continually forced to justify their existence. Because, there's no, gay TV shows or gay cable networks or anything like that. I mean, I am of the opinion that furries should be burned alive for the heathens and bastards they are, but, that's just a normal belief.
I got nothing.
I believe I speak for most of the internet when I say yiffin' hell, fur fag. Oh god, he's a queer furry. He's literally a fur fag. But just as public opinion on LGBTQ folks has softened over the last few years, furries seem to be enjoying a break as well.
I blame Disney.
Fucking Zootopia.
Although, I will admit, Judy's kind of hot. I said it just for that reaction.
You're going to hell.
Oh, dude, if that got me into hell, there's some other shit that happened in my life. I was good.
You're going to furry hell. You're gonna be sodomized by bears.
Yes, I work for Satan, but my duties are largely ceremonial.
Back in March of 2016, a group of Syrian refugees was temporarily placed in the same hotel as a furry conference, in what I have to admit was the funniest fucking thing I had read in the entirety of March 2016.
I know, right?
Resulting in a heartwarming cultural exchange as the con attendees welcome the residents to their new country.
They had to be so confused.
In October, a Tumblr post went viral in which a teen girl breathlessly described a group of awesome furry bowlers in her town. I hope by that she means they were bowling furries over. With guns.
Dude, that's just called hunting.
And on Reddit, a user confessed that when he went to a furry conference to make fun of attendees, he wound up having such a good time that he joined them. Because you can trust everybody on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take things that never happened for 100, Alex. The key factor in expanding tolerance for queers and furries... No, see, homosexuality and wanting to fuck your dog are two different things. Seem to be exposure. The more people...
What if it's a gay dog? Or what if it's a male dog?
Then you're a fur fag.
Okay.
The more people meet LGBTQ family or go bowling with furries, the harder it is to regard them as other. And so novels like Gold's may do the same for Islam.
I think you're putting a little too much power in the hands of furry fanfic.
I'm weeping on the inside. Yes, I'm weeping on the inside. Why won't you just say a prayer for me? In fact, the furry fandom may be among the best possible communities to expand religious tolerance. House?
Yeah.
I'm a center leftist. I'm a classical liberal, right?
Yeah.
Every time I read articles like this, I want to join like a right-wing Pepe death squad.
I got my uniform in the mail the other day. It looks pretty cool.
Like, gas the furries Tumblr war now. Like, I become more extremist and right-wing whenever I read articles like this. I'm like, quit corrupting my kids, you fucking faggots. I get angry.
Well, you do live in Texas. I was wondering when it would soak into your brain.
You say that as I'm going to be going to a social, indoctrination to social justice course down here. And I'm a member of the local Genders and Sexualities Alliance.
Yeah, but you do that just because you enjoy a good protest.
They do not like me. Okay. So
it might have been the fact that you kept wearing the Make America Great Again hat to the meetings.
With my ISIS shirt. And for those of you who want to know, it's ISIS from Archer, not the terrorist group ISIS. But it was a black t-shirt with big logo that said ISIS on it. Okay. The furry characters give the world a little bit of a fantasy element, Gold said.
Bonk chicka pow wow. Wiki wiki wiki.
It's human enough that you recognize behaviors, but I'm not giving you background that has a lot of baggage associated with them. And besides, the distance that anthropomorphic creatures provide, he said, the fandom is in general a welcoming place. People are like, what animal are you? Which seems like a simple question, because the next question is, do you want to fuck?
I don't know about Mo, but I've never watched anything called a Frisky Dingo.
Frisky Dingo was the predecessor show to Archer. Archer's kind of like the spiritual sequel to it. It's about a supervillain who kind of sucks.
Oh, okay.
And a superhero, and like a spy guy who's just like a piece of shit. I didn't find it that funny. Okay, so... And it makes you want to think about who you are and what does that map to. I want to be big and tough. I'll be a tiger or a wolf. I'm small. I'll be a mouse. Then you have to present that. You're saying, hey, this is me, who I am inside. You can't trust people enough to tell them these things about you if you're not also going to be trustworthy when they tell you things about them. What it comes down to is everybody is willing to be themselves and encouraging of other people finding themselves. Dwale, who converted to Islam in 2009, so he's got that lifetime of experience backing him up.
I've got shirts that are older than that I've owned longer than he's been in his.
Confirmed Gold's assessment. By and large, I would have to say that furries are among the most tolerant people one could hope to meet, he said. I do expect to be disowned en masse by my family when I finally get around to telling them about my conversion, whereas I'll still have furry friends, so there's that. I would say that's because furries are so disconnected from reality. Like, furries cause some of the most cringe-inducing, disturbing shit I have ever seen. Like taking their children out of school because they won't, so that they can raise their child as a furry. And yes, that's actually a thing that's happened.
Yeah, we covered it on an episode, I think. I know we discussed doing it on an episode.
I'm going to check my folder of rage-inducing photos. See if I have anything in there.
I've got so many stories in the possibility folder that it's just not worth looking anymore. I go in there when I need to get my blood pressure up.
Let's see. Nickelodeon is sexualizing your children.
Well, to be fair, the little bastards were asking for it.
The girl who wiped her ass with the American flag. Who's that red-haired woman all the geeks masturbate to? Oh yeah, I just have a picture of Felicia Day.
Oh, okay.
Like there's no article attached to it. I just have a picture of her in my rage-inducing folder. If a fat woman wants to have sex with you, have sex with her. No ifs, ands, or buts. Let's see. Who needs oil? I ride the bus. Here it is. I found it, House. Aren't you excited?
No, because I was hoping that story had died a slow, painful death.
No, it's...
But, you know...
it's not a story. It's a comment that this person put on their... put online.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can... Yes!
Yes!
Please help. My son hates being homeschooled. Yesterday, during our scheduled furry hour, my 7-year-old refused to be cooperative right from the start. Eventually, he threw a tantrum telling me, I don't want to learn about furries anymore. This is stupid. I wish I could go to school like all the other kids. Needless to say, I was devastated. I tried to tell him that the reason I homeschool him is because the public school system does not respect our beliefs and practices. I reminded him of the time his first grade teacher called child services because I barked at her during our parent-teacher conference. He didn't want to hear any of it, though, so I just left him alone to do a math worksheet. I haven't talked to him today yet, and I'm trying not to be upset at him, but it's so hard. Please, have any of your children gone through this phase with homeschooling? And if so, how did you handle it? And that is from 2006.
So about the time this dude was converting to Islam. No, he converted in 2009. 6 years. Okay.
Yeah. I wonder what the chat has to say about this. Anything interesting?
Not so far. Last thing that was said was kill face.
This is why I hate furries, because this is them. They make everything about sex, and they make everything about how they're so oppressed. Furries are literally the worst people.
Worse than social justice warriors?
Considering most furries are social justice warriors. Here we go. How about this? Yeah, I had to do a kawaii pose. I'm so random at times. And he's actually denting the roof of a car.
I hope it's his car.
Saying they're like, no, you're not a fox. What you are is you are someone who needs mental help. I fucking hate furries.
Emily says, worked with a few furries 2 jobs ago. Very cringeworthy.
Yes, they are. Oh my god, yes they are.
And James is like, other kin cause me rage. Yes, they do.
Oh god, let's not even get into the other kin.
One wore the full costume to work today. Oh my god.
Okay, so, I don't know if I've ever told this story before on this channel, but, a couple years back, I was at a local convention that was going on around here. And somebody tapped me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and it's a person in a full fucking, like, blue wolf furry costume. They tried to hug me. I did not react well.
And Mo's a hugger.
Not for fucking furries. I grabbed him and threw him to the ground and ran off. Because, god damn it, I do not let furries get that close to me. It was disgusting.
It takes all types. And apparently some types need to have a screw tightened in their head or something.
I don't know, do you have anything of note to say about this story?
I'm getting tired of everything being about Trump.
But how else will they get people to notice them if they don't constantly talk about Trump? Oh, hey, and here, this is what social justice does to a normal person. So for those of you who think, gay, furry, Muslim immigrant books, it's not that bad. We need to spread tolerance. This is what tolerance does to a human being.
There's nothing wrong in that situation that can't be solved with the healing power of my penis.
And I know I'm probably coming off as unnecessarily angry. But I'm sick. 2, I'm unhappy. 3, furries are literally the lowest form of life.
Well, the SJW mindset.
He brushed the head with a comb while he was taking phone calls. Run, screaming, into the night.
That's a problem that can only be solved by gasoline and a match.
Oh my god, I feel for you, Emily.
Did you say you feel for her or you'd like to feel her? I just want to make sure.
Either or, really, if we're being brutally honest.
No, it's just... it's something that I've noticed recently. I've had driven home recently. Let's put it that way.
What's that?
That people on that side of the spectrum, if they do it, it's fine. If you do it, it's a hate crime.
You mean the autism spectrum?
We'll go with that. I recently watched a go around on social media. I won't get too deep into it. Where I watched a bunch of liberals gang up on a disabled combat vet. For telling somebody to man up and get over it.
How dare you belittle their life experience, you cis white male.
He definitely had a talk with human resources, never did it again, and then I went home and eye bleached for days. I don't think there's enough eye bleach in the world to get rid of that. I need some brain bleach too. And by brain bleach, I mean Mad Dog 2020.
I'm going undercover as a woman to find out what they go through
5
every
days
day.
Until
I discovered that women are called
Yahweh
faggot a lot.
Imperator takes the throne.
We'll see what happens when the Trump grabs everything. Reaches up and grabs that brass ring. Because have you heard this Pissgate report?
Oh, that is so fucking ridiculous.
That whole thing is just full of shit. Even CNN was like, well, it contains factual errors, but it raises important questions. It's a very sad society we have right now. James, what's going on right now is we are following the path of the rise and fall of the Roman Empire. We've stopped expansion, and with the death of expansion has brought the rise of decadence. Culture will become increasingly stratified as the elites lose touch with reality, and then there will come a populist uprising or an outside invasion. Most likely an outside invasion. Donald Trump even still fits perfectly onto this track because with the people in power, they voted for somebody that's not like the regular group that they have running everything. Only at this point, it's too late for him to really do anything to fix it. We need a catalyst to spur our society back into action. And apparently, a gay Muslim furry immigrant book is what we needed.
I had somebody on one of my social media accounts say that I'm worried that this inauguration is going to be like a beer hall putsch. It's going to turn into a beer hall putsch situation.
Isn't that
I don't like it's
Hitler gave a speech and they went out and rioted?
No, that's when Hitler and the Nazi Party tried to overthrow the government in a violent revolution.
Oh yeah, when they burned down the Reichstag. But
I was like, okay, yeah, okay. The liberals are a little wound up, and they're like, I'm not talking about the liberals. I'm like, well, then you need to think about something else. The Nazi Revolution of 1936, 33. Thank you. Of 1933 is a better analogy for what you're thinking.
It ain't no mystery if it's politics or history. Sorry, I love the producers, so every time people start talking about Nazis, I'm just sitting here in the back like, Heil myself, Heil to me, I'm the crowd who's out to save our history. Heil myself, raise your hand, there's no greater dictator in the land.
I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. It really is.
Yeah, but they forget that Donald Trump is not like at the head of this organization. He is one man who his own party hates.
But the media has made him out to be worse than Hitler.
True, which means he should really just follow through on that. He just needs to pick a random group of people and just start arresting them. CEOs.
I think he picked Muslims. And illegal immigrants.
Hey, if you listen to the media, those right-wing death squads just walking down the street.
Hey, I've already put in my application for a right-wing death squad. Not because I want to go around killing people, but
you want
I figure I look good.
You want a giant Pepe mask?
I want the giant Pepe mask and the big fuck-off gun.
It's springtime for Hitler. Yes. Yes, it is. Remove kebab. Trump is going to have to come up with a solution to fix these things, and it will have to be a great solution, a lasting solution, a final solution.
I'm with you.
But basically, everything is going to shit, and we're all going to die horribly because we were born too far in the future to explore the planet and too far in the past to explore space, so we're fucked.
Why do you think I've been eating bacon dipped in cheese for the past year, man? Barbecued bacon dipped in cheese, man. I'm checking out early.
I bought a book just for this situation. It's called The Knowledge: How to Rebuild Civilization in the Aftermath of a Cataclysm.
Oh, fuck that.
Because I realized all the weird survivalist books that I tend to collect had nothing about how to, rebuild an industrial base. Because I am a weird man. But I think we've been on this long enough.
Yes, house is on the fast track.
Thanks for watching, people. I need to get some sleep.
Before he dies.
Well, I have a big mug of NyQuil, so I'm sure I'll be fine. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Bribe your friends to comment, share, subscribe.
Yeah. If we could hit 150 subscribers, that'd be nifty. Thanks for coming out. I know about the Foxfire books, Emily. Baby, come back. No, I really do. I need to get some sleep, people. I'm sorry. House, do you want to keep talking to them? I mean, I can always just fuck off.
No, because you need to shut down the live stream.
Oh, yeah, because I'm the one who's doing that.
Yeah, so.
Thank you, Emily. I will attempt to feel better.
Anyway, we're going to try doing this more often. Maybe once a week, maybe every Sunday. We're just going to have to see how the schedule runs at this point. So we'll probably be doing it again next Sunday. So keep an eye out for it. So we'll see you then.
Thanks a lot, and peace out, everybody.